Hello, I'm Eric Witt, and today I will be presenting a brief overview and assessment of the integration profile, a faith and work integration scale. This presentation has been produced for a course in appraisal at Colorado Christian University in the fall of 2019. This psychometric assessment was designed to measure in multiple dimensions how individuals manifest their personal faith in a for-profit work environment. It is being used as foundation for an ongoing research project at Princeton University and is designed in part to refine the assessment itself. Other goals are to help sketch out the faith landscape of corporations and to help individuals develop avenues for their own faith expression. This assessment is a manifestation scale. This means that it is designed to measure how people behave rather than how they are developing their personal faith or how well they adhere to that belief system. The assessment was developed from the theoretical model of David Miller, which he presented in God at Work, The History and Promise of the Faith at Work Movement, published in 2007. Originally presented as the integration box, it incorporates the thinking from the Faith at Work movement with the social movement theory of Mario Diani. The instrument places the individual within the typology of Miller's model. These 8 manifestations are known as the 4 E's, each having 2 subcategories as defined here. The ethics manifestation is defined as the motivation to do the right, the good, and the fitting. This can manifest as personal values or ethical standards, or in community through social and corporate responsibility. The expression category refers to how individuals communicate their faith at work. It can manifest verbally or non-verbally. A verbal example would simply be talking about one's faith. Non-verbal examples might be wearing religious clothing or symbols. It could even be displayed in personal actions and behaviors. Experience refers to perceived vocation, calling, or meaning in one's work. This can be divided into the subcategories of outcome, meaning that the result is more important than the work itself, or activity, where the work itself provides the meaning. Enrichment is about form of practice and transformation. Personal enrichment refers to individual practices, such as meditation, that might help the individual function in the work environment. Community enrichment is a similar thing, but the strength comes from the communal practice, such as church membership. This assessment was created, as I mentioned previously, based on the work of David Miller. In collaboration with Mitchell Newbert and Timothy Uist, they published a peer-reviewed study in 2019. The research for the work was overseen by 2 separate internal review boards, one at Princeton University and one at Houston Baptist University. The published results clearly lay out 4 phases of the research development. Phase 1 provided item generation and content validity through the judgment of 19 established subject matter experts. Phase 2 then provided exploratory factor analysis of an initial sample of 512 employees at a for-profit palliative care facility. Phase 3 applied confirmatory factor analysis via a second sample of 4,463 employees at a publicly traded food processing company. And finally, Phase 4 applied convergent, discriminant, and predictive validity analysis across a diverse panel of 266 workers. After publication of this work, Princeton University has issued a time-limited call for papers to further develop the work and its potential benefits. The instrument was designed for use in multicultural and multi-faith for-profit work environments. The hope of the design was to help individuals determine their faith work preferences and patterns, in addition to enabling employers to determine their own corporate profiles. This, in turn, might help shape corporate practices and even HR policy. The application is currently limited by the designers and publishers to the scope of research and development. The stated intention of Princeton's time-limited call for papers is to further develop the instrument and to broaden the scope of its application. They intend to publish the results of the combined studies in future books and papers. The Princeton Research Project is simultaneously developing an online version of the instrument. Through the research, Phase 2 examined the initial reliability through exploratory factor analysis. 8 factors were selected from an initial 58 factors, and these 8 were found to account for 57% of the variance in the sample. Phase 3 confirmed the reliability of the instrument through hierarchical confirmatory factor analysis, or HCFA. A 24-item, 8-factor model was found to achieve fit, which was reduced from a 33-item model through reliability analysis within factors. Phase 4 showed validity that is positively associated with the 3 main factors. the faith at work scale at an R value of 0.89, the intrinsic religious motivation, which had an R value of 0.82, and religious participation with an R value of 0.68. By design, the research attempted to include a wide and varied population. Great care was taken to consider and eliminate any potential discrimination in the model or in the data. The targeted population was within for-profit businesses, but the researchers attempted to include as many faiths and ethnicities as possible in the collected samples. Ongoing research will focus on inclusivity by introducing data from more faith traditions and more ethnic backgrounds. Researchers also hope to expand the scope and include nonprofit organizations such as churches or charities. Some of the strengths of this instrument are that it is multidimensional and multi-faith. The development, as I've reviewed here, was academically robust. The development was also grounded in well-documented and peer-reviewed social movement theory, as well as Miller's own work. The assessment provides specific scale, which can be used for comparative analysis. The results of the assessment have the potential to raise awareness for individuals, corporations, and even society if it were widely applied. The assessment has the potential to improve both life and job satisfaction for workers. The researchers point to the limitations of the study beyond the limitations of any initial study. There were possible limitations of faith expression in the palliative care organization, as the workers may feel expectations to present a positive outlook for their clients. The food processing company also employed chaplains and made employee assistance programs available to all employees. And these factors certainly might affect how an employee would feel freedom to express their faith. Of course, additional and ongoing studies will provide more faith and ethnic data. This can enable the application to be made more robust and hope to provide enough data to enable comparison studies in future research. In my review of this assessment, I have come to believe that it is most closely aligned with Albert Bandura's theory of personality, which developed out of his own social learning development theory. He proposed that behaviors and ultimately personalities are developed over time through reciprocal interactions of an individual with their environment. In the typology presented in this assessment, it is proposed that both corporate expectations and the modeling of others will have potential effects on the individual behaviors of others in the group. The 8 variant manifestations of faith in the workplace by individuals corporately affects other individuals and in turn helps to determine their own manifestation of belief. In summary, the integration profile faith and work integration scale was presented in the Journal of Business Ethics in October of 2019. Based in social movement theory, it supports investigation of the faith at work movement and aligns with Bandura's personality theory. It provides an 8-category typology and scale to classify how individuals manifest their faith in a for-profit work environment. The research was established and overseen by 2 major universities, and the instrument has been proven to be reliable and valid. The assessment is designed for application in for-profit work environments to multi-ethnic and multi-faith populations. Researchers hope to expand this to include more faiths and ethnicities and also nonprofit organizations. The researchers have presented this instrument and asked for help in ongoing research to improve the scope of the assessment and the general body of knowledge. This assessment presents as very useful in helping individuals and organizations sort out their expressions of faith, practices, and policies. I will be following it in its continuing development with much interest. Thank you for your time and attention. For more information, please refer to the following publications.